Hello to all dear friends and followers of the channel. Today, I'm going to talk about a topic that might be the biggest concern on the minds of many men around the world. But interestingly, you should know that in the real world, this concern actually has a very small place in women's pleasure. Let me start with a thought-provoking question. If I told you that all those numbers you have in your mind, all those comparisons and worries that come to you in front of the mirror actually play no role in helping your partner reach peak pleasure, how would you react? Many people think that physical intimacy is like a measuring contest. But the truth is, the human body is influenced more by physics and geometry than by dimensions. In this video, I'm going to break down 3 golden positions and angles for you that, regardless of any size, can create a quality of intimacy you've never experienced before. But there's a very important point. It's a point I'll mention at the end of this video, and if you don't pay attention to it, even the best positions in the world won't be able to save your relationship. But today, I'm going to talk about angles that double the depth of penetration, create pressure that directly hits the sensitive spots, and establish a rhythm that you can control. The third position, which I'll discuss in the final section, might seem a bit strange at first glance, even challenging, but it produces results that, biologically, can't be replicated in any other position. So if you want to get rid of your mental insecurities once and for all and become a knowledgeable professional partner, stay with me until the very last second of this video, because every word you hear here is based on the real anatomy of women. There are many clients who, despite having completely standard dimensions, never experience peak pleasure because they are unaware of their partner's body geometry. On the other hand, there are also men who, with full awareness of sensitive points and by using simple laws of physics like gravity and leverage, have created a relationship that their wives have described as the best experience of their lives. The main problem is that we don't learn anything about the mechanics of pleasure in school or in society. All we learn is to be worried. Imagine you're driving a race car. If you don't know how to shift gears or how to take a turn, even if you have the most powerful engine in the world, you'll go off the road. Physical intimacy is exactly the same. But before we get into the technical details of the first position, I want us to do an interactive activity together. Right now, pause the video and write in the comments what percentage you think positions make up in an ideal relationship. And what percentage do you think emotional connection makes up? Also, if you've ever tried a position that you felt your partner responded better to, write its name or a description of it without using sensitive words. Maybe your experience can help someone else. Remember, this channel is a safe space for learning and improving the quality of married life. So, in the next section, I'm going to talk about a position that gives all the control to women, and then we'll move on to using household items, things you might use every day without realizing the potential they have for creating pleasure. If you're ready, then stay with me. The first position I want to discuss is one where the man is on the bottom and the woman is on top, taking control. But wait, this isn't just a simple definition. Let me break down the mechanics behind this position for you. Why is this position a miracle for women who have difficulty reaching climax? Did you know that over 70% of women need direct stimulation of the external clitoral area to reach orgasm, which doesn't happen at all in many traditional positions? In this position, the woman knows better than anyone else in the world exactly where the sensitive nerves in her body are concentrated. When she gets on top of you, she can adjust the angle of her pelvis down to the millimeter. She can shift her weight to maximize contact with her sensitive areas. A big mistake many men make at this point is that when the woman is on top, they immediately start moving their hips or grabbing her sides, trying to dictate their own rhythm. Dear friends, don't do this. In this position, your main responsibility is just one thing: stability. You need to be unwavering and as solid as a mountain rock, and let her navigate and manage the flow of her own emotional waves. When you allow the woman to find her own natural rhythm, she begins to truly understand and realize that she can reach a profound state, known as the golden friction. In this situation, even if your size is average or below average, the woman can lean forward or backward so that all her sensitive tissues are in contact with you. Your partner can create a kind of friction by rotating her hips that isn't possible in any other position. A pro tip for men. When you notice that she has picked up the pace and her breathing has changed, that's the moment when you can gently hold her sides and match the rhythm she set. In this position, penetration is such that the cervix becomes completely accessible, and the feeling of fullness that women talk about reaches its maximum. This sensation of fullness doesn't come from girth or length, but rather from the perfect alignment of both bodies, which only happens in the best way in this position. The next position I want to discuss is one that uses gravity to naturally increase the depth of penetration. If you think you need more length for deeper penetration, make sure to listen carefully to the next part: the magic of the chair and the ascending angle. Now, we're going to move away from the bed and turn to one of the simplest pieces of furniture in the house. A chair. You heard that right. Using a sturdy, stable chair, and I emphasize never use a rolling chair, can take the quality of your intimacy from a level 1 to a level 10. Do you want to know how to increase the depth of penetration by 3 to 4 centimeters without making any changes to your body? The secret lies in the angle of entry. When you sit on the chair and your partner faces you, instead of her legs being restricted by the surface of the bed, they hang down from the sides of the chair. This hanging position of the legs naturally tilts the woman's pelvis forward. In anatomy, this movement causes the internal canal to be positioned in the straightest possible alignment. In typical positions on the bed, part of your energy and length is lost due to the body's natural curvature, but on the chair, because of the right angle your body forms and the upward angle that creates penetration, you make direct contact with the front wall. That's where the famous G-spot is located. Physics works in your favor here. The woman's weight pressing downward combined with your upward angle creates a sensation of deep penetration that most women interpret as complete fullness. In this position, even men who are dissatisfied with their own size report that their partner has been amazed by the intensity of pleasure and the depth she felt. Additionally, in this position, your hands are completely free, allowing you to use them for caressing, maintaining balance, or even stimulating other areas. This eye contact and freedom of movement, combined with the excellent physical aspect of this position, create a complete package. Just remember, pleasure is a multi-sensory experience. When the angle is right, that is the geometry, and the weight is distributed on the correct points, that is the physics, and you act with confidence, that is the psychology, the physical dimensions become the last thing your partner thinks about. The next position, called the advanced squat position, is for those who want to push the boundaries of deep pleasure. This position requires a bit of practice, but the result is incredible. Alright, we've reached the most challenging and at the same time the most effective position for creating a sense of depth. In this position, the woman lies on her back and brings her legs up toward her chest, which is also called the lying squat position. Why do we call this position the shortcut to depth? Because it physically shortens the length of the canal for you. In this position, when women bring their legs up toward their chest, their pelvis lifts off the bed and rotates toward you. Anatomically, this movement causes the end of the inner canal to get closer to the entrance. That means if, for example, you have a length of 12 centimeters, in this position, your partner will experience a sensation equivalent to an 18 centimeter penetration. Why? Because you gain access to areas that are normally out of reach. This position requires a high level of confidence from you. Why? Because at first your wife might feel that this position is a bit vulnerable or even unfamiliar. Your job is to guide her with confidence and calmness. When you hold her legs and guide them upward, you're basically telling her that you know exactly what you're doing. This confidence is extremely attractive and arousing for women. In this position, the walls of the canal come closer together and friction reaches its maximum. This means that both you and your partner will enjoy it more, and you'll also feel more warmth. The pressure of the woman's thighs against her stomach and chest increases blood flow in the pelvic area, which in turn makes the nerves more sensitive. A golden tip for this position: by changing the angle of your partner's knees, making them wider or closer together, you can target different areas of the inner wall. If you're looking for the ultimate deep pleasure for your partner, this position is undoubtedly number one. These 3 positions you learned today are your tools to ensure that you are in control. When you know that with this physical angle you will definitely create the necessary pleasure, you won't worry about size anymore. This peace of mind you have is the greatest turn-on for your partner. Just remember, half of a woman's pleasure is created in her mind. When women feel that they have a partner who knows their body, is aware of sensitive angles, and guides them with confidence and calm, they reach a level of pleasure that no size alone can provide. Thank you so much for staying with me up to this point. I hope this information has changed your perspective on marital relationships and lifted a burden from your mindset. My goal on this channel is to improve relationship literacy and help strengthen families through scientific and practical knowledge. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Be sure to watch the upcoming videos as well.